Thank you for joining me. This is Kati Whitledge with the Beyond the Technique podcast. Be great at anything. Do you feel like our industry is all about encouraging, but there's a lot of gatekeeping happening? Well, I have an owner here who wants to end that and really help people take ownership of where they want to be. What you want is okay, but what's the foundation for being great at anything and having the life you truly want? We have top 200 salon owner, award winning salon owner, Tonya Raybon here. She is an entrepreneur and leader with nearly 2 decades in the beauty industry and with over 13 years as a salon owner. Salon Raybon is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They are known for, or she is known for her commitment to confidence, connection, and unreasonable hospitality. Tonya has built a culture where both clients and stylists feel seen, valued, and empowered. Beyond the salon, Tonya is the host of the Perfectly Blended podcast, where she shares honest conversations about blending motherhood, business, leadership, and legacy after more than 30 years of navigating both family and entrepreneurship. A proud mother and grandmother, Tanya's life and leadership are deeply rooted in her faith in Jesus. Can I get an amen? Another sister in Christ. I love this. She is passionate about encouraging others to walk confidently in their purpose, lead with heart, and build a life and business they truly love. Without further ado, help me welcome Tonya Raybon. Welcome to Beyond the Technique.
Hey girl, hey, thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited. I
I
love your
know.
accent and I love your faith. Like this is so fun. We're gonna have so much fun at the upcoming data driven event. I hope if anybody listening is a salon owner or a leader in the industry, this is the one of the top three events that I always recommend every year for the salon business side of things. And so I'm excited for that. But Tanya, you have been doing so much. Like you said, the last 30 years, you've blended entrepreneurialism with being a mother, all the things. But where did you get your start specifically in the beauty industry? Like what brought you to the beauty industry?
Oh, okay. So honestly, the fun fact is I didn't join the beauty industry till I was 30 years old. So that's kind of late, I feel like, for most beauty industry employees and business owners due to the fact that so many people start this so early. I started doing hair and makeup for my friends and stuff in high school, loved it, had kids. I've been the only one who ever cut their hair. Um, However, I found myself at 30 years old in corporate hating my life. And one summer, I asked my husband, can I please stay home this summer and just stay with the kids and quit my job? He's like, yes, I'm tired of you coming home crying every day. Um, and so once that summer was over and maybe some other time had passed, and he was like, okay, what's the game plan? And I was like, well, I'm 30. Like, I need to figure out what I do with my big girl life. And so I started taking a bunch of part-time jobs, doing things I knew how to do. I was always executive assistant, did a lot of bookkeeping, things like that, business, taxes. Well, the girl who did my hair was opening her own salon, and I knew everybody that was going with her. You know, hindsight's 2020. When that leave was happening, I saw what they were doing, but I didn't know the effects of what they were doing. And I was not in that industry, so it didn't affect me personally. I just was like her friend, her client, and I was like, she was like, "You want to do my books for me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so I got in that way. And just a go-getter and a doer. I can be in the moment doing a lot of things. I was a great multitasker. So I would go in, do her bookkeeping. Then I started doing the books back in the day. We did handwritten books. So I started keeping the appointment books turned into let me help you blow dry a client because they're my friend. We're going to chat. And to I started waxing people like I just started doing all the things. And one day she called me in the back and was like, hey, do you want to do hair? And I was kind of freaked out. I was like, I mean, yeah, I love doing hair, but I have a family. Like, I'm not going to cosmetology school and paying 30 grand and going to school all day. Like, I'm a mother of two. I have to work. And she was like, you can apprentice under me through this program. And I was like, oh, let me take this to my husband and pray about this and get back with you. And he was like, absolutely. If you want to do it, you feel called to do it, go ahead. And I did. I just jumped in. And so the cool part about it is it was a booth rent salon and I was friends with most of the employees. And so I almost kind of got to train underneath. 6 different styles of women. And so it was really cool. I got my license. It's a 2-year program, started taking booth rent, doing behind the chair, plus managing the books and managing the business and helping managing the orders and the girls and all the things. And some things went south with the owner. And some of the girls were like, hey, we're either going to all have to get other jobs or you're going to need to open a business. My husband's an entrepreneur. And so they knew that would be my next steps. And so we did. We literally opened up a hair salon in about a week. I was out of town with my daughters at a cheer competition. My husband bought another salon's equipment that was closing, a friend of mine's sister, moved it all. The girls set up, and over the weekend they started doing hair, and I wasn't even there.
Wow.
And here I am 15 years later.
This is wild.
I know. I will
Okay.
say that, like,
Yeah.
it's it happened like a whirlwind and it's been a beautiful journey. But I do think that even starting late in life, it's been a blessing that I did have that business background
Mhm.
because I feel like a lot of people come into this industry without that knowledge. And I was winging the salon end of it, but I was grounded in the business side of it.
I have to say something only you're going to appreciate in the moment. Anybody listening who gets into faith based anything. If I were to close my eyes and not know what you look like, you sound just like Beth Moore. I don't know
Oh
if you've
my
ever
gosh, really?
literally, and I was like, I don't know if you've ever heard that, but like
Yes,
your
I've
voice.
never been told that, but I know who she is.
Oh, okay, wait till you. Okay, so okay, fast forward back. That's ADD. Now back on track.
Girl,
Um,
that's us.
that's us salon people. Anyway, okay, so incredible that your preparation met opportunity in this season of your life.
Yes.
Now, how did you go from having that model and that experience to saying, I'm going to shift things to be a team, have a totally different type of salon model? Like, how did that story come to play with Salon Raybon?
Well, I knew when I opened the salon. So backtrack a little bit. So when I was in training for those 2 years, any single class that I could go to on my own, I did. I was hungry and I knew I needed to get all the education I could. So any local class that was like a $20 class that would pop up around here, I would put myself in. And so I had already started surrounding myself with other like-minded business owners, not even knowing that that's what God was preparing for me. Um, I knew after the booth rent situation I had been in and how that wasn't team oriented. Like the girls were friends, but it wasn't team oriented. So I knew when I opened, I told the ones that were coming with me, again, like I said, hindsight's 2020. I didn't realize what a walkout or leave or any of that was while I was watching it happen, going in to do the books. And then when we left, that's basically what happened. But it was circumstantial given with the owner and stuff. However, some of the other girls that weren't such team players were offended that I didn't ask them to come. We're
Mhm.
still friends and I love them to death, but it was just different lifestyle mindsets, you know?
Yeah.
I told the girls that were coming with me, I said, we will start booth rent because that's what y'all know, but we will switch to commission. It doesn't make sense. I knew then that a commission-based business is what I had to be part of because of the team, the unity, the structure. Plus, I knew their financials and I knew what their tax paying situations look like. Like a lot of booth rent or suite owners, they're not very financially structured.
Mhm.
And I knew that it would help them as well as be a benefit to the business.
Yeah.
So I knew right away, having that business background, that we would move to that immediately. So
Yeah.
very shortly after opening, we did a little bit of booth rent and then we moved to commission based.
What do you feel like you've learned that you didn't expect to learn from being a commission salon owner? I mean, I'm sure there's so many things, but what are
There's
the
so
top
many
things that did? Yeah.
things. There's so many things. Because 15 years is a long time. But through the journey of being a commission based business, I've had to learn one, to let go of things like when you have an employee and you have to let them go or they leave, like it's okay. Like, you feel like a sense of ownership sometimes when you are in the commission world and you have this team that you've created or you've built someone up. But that's okay. That it's okay for people to spread their wings and not be part of you forever. Um, I've learned that you don't fail, you fail forward. There's been a lot of failing moments that have been a lot of learning lessons, but they've been growth. And instead of beating myself up, I mean, I have a tragic one, cost me $20,000 once. Um, I just try to find the blessing in it all. Like there's a lot of things that have gone wrong, but there's more things that have gone right. I've just learned to step into my leadership, understand that you can't be friends with everybody the whole time. Somebody has to be the boss, clearly. It's not always fun, but it's always, necessary.
Any regrets, or would you consider everything like this was meant to happen and now we're at where we're at?
No, I don't have any regrets. And the regrets that I have are things that I brought on myself. I spoke earlier about my mom. Like, I wish I would have taken more time off during that time. Um, but that's not really industry related. That's
Yeah.
personally related, But like, as far as taking on opening a business, being part of this journey, I literally have no regrets. It has been so fun and so rewarding. I knew when I went in and I said I was going to do this that there's a time in my life that I was like, I don't know what my calling is. I don't know what my purpose is. And this is my calling. This is my purpose. I get to love on women. I get to sell confidence every single day. And it's such a journey that you go through with these people through their lives. Like you go from doing your friend's hair to doing their kids' hair to doing their friends. It spreads so wide. And then you get to be part of I'm pregnant, their pre-K graduation, their prom hair, they're going to college, they're getting married, that's the kid journey. But the parent that you've been doing, you get to see, walk with them through all their emotions, their dying parents, it's such an emotional business. It really is a hands-on business. AI, thank you, Lord, will never take this job.
Right.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I love the fact that I get to touch women's hearts and hair for the past 15 years.
It's literally, if I were going to translate to the Bible world, it's like pastoring. You're there for every walk, every place, every season. It's really special. And I agree, AI cannot replace that ever.
Just the other day, I had a client that's no longer my client. I passed her down to one of the girls in the salon, but before she left, she said, "Can you take me in your office and pray with me?"
mm,
What? Absolutely. I would be honored.
yeah, that's huge. It's amazing. It lands different with faith, and I've never shied away from bringing that up because people who listen to this platform know that we bring valuable content and that I am a follower of Christ. So
Yes.
I appreciate you sharing that as well. What's been a couple accomplishments like at the end of the day? These are like part of the highlight reel of like salon ownership that you're like, man, this happened, and maybe only a way that God could do. But what would that be for you and your salon?
So one of the big things that happened is when I first opened, I was in a strip mall, a quarter of a mile down the street from where I'm currently located. And it was great. It was so fun. We loved it. We got to be I got to have Inquire myself a special needs employee from there was a washateria next door to us and his grandmother cleaned it and he came over every day and now he just is part of this team and loves us and still comes and works with us. That's been so special to us. But I was there for 7 years in that building. And you probably can't see, but in this photo up here, every year I have my team. We do goal and vision and all that at the beginning of the year together. And I opened in May of 2011. In January of 2012, I wrote out that I drew a freestanding salon and I drew it with the chairs, the room, the wash house, the all the things. And I put it in my folder and I did not harp on it and I did not even pray about it. I just was like, that's my dream one day. 7 years later, literally, my husband is in construction and real estate. He passed this building a quarter of a mile down the street on the main boulevard, a house we flipped into a salon, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Only God can do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, not 7 years, the number of completion. Thank you, Lord.
Uh, I won't even get into it. We won't even go down that. But yes, that is really, really, really
So
cool.
that's a miracle.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
This year is our 15-year anniversary. And on our 15-year anniversary, I've never been one about big accolades and anything like that. I've never chased that. But this year, I decided to go for the Salon Today 200 and the NAHA Inspiring Salons. And I'm a finalist in NAHA Inspiring Salons and Salon Today 200 Customer Service. They're both award shows that are in May in the 15-year anniversary of the business. And so I think that's really cool too.
Yeah.
So those are two great things that I'm really proud of and just
Absolutely.
accomplishments that
Yep.
probably are not anything I had nothing to do with.
Are you, Tanya, still a provider behind the chair?
I am currently down to 1 day behind the chair, and that just happened this year. It's been an uphill battle because I love the connection with the clients. And I still do love doing hair, but I'm really trying to step more into the leadership CEO coaching space for my team and grow it.
Well, that leads into be great at anything. And you have noticed in our industry that people have unnecessarily hills to die on. You know, there are pillars of faith, right? And faith in Jesus alone.
Yes.
But there's a lot that can cause division, and it shouldn't be the case. People can have different ways of things. What's your perspective on that? And how would you encourage people to be great at anything?
So, first of all, with that dying on a hill thing, when I first came into this industry, I felt like there was a lot of that. But I had some great people that I partnered with that are local business owners here that have literally been like leaders to me in this industry. And they're such great friends and they have literally helped me through so many things. And I want to be that to other business owners and other women in life. I don't, if you need something, call me. I'm willing to share. Um, and it's the same thing about wanting to grow great women. You know what I'm saying? Like when I get a woman in my care, my employee, my chair, I want to pour into them. I want you to be the best version of yourself that you can be, not just for me, but for you. When you have a good foundation, you can grow anything. You know, I don't just want to teach you how to upsell retail. I want you to upsell and retail in your own life, personally, with your family, with your spouse, with your kids, or whatever your lifestyle looks like. I think if you have a good foundation and you're being the best version of yourself personally, then professionally is just going to come naturally.
Do you feel like at Salon Raybon you do something a little bit different than you've seen elsewhere that really promotes that foundational principle of we don't want you to just have a great job, we want you to have a great life?
Yeah, and I think it starts a lot with that. We do a lot of meetings around here. And like even on my monthly check-ins, I let them know, do you need a professional meeting or do you need a personal meeting?
Love that.
Because they look at their numbers every day. And while I am coaching them on that too, I do need them to know that this is a safe space as well. Um, and even like in the beginning of the year when we're doing our goals and end of the year when we're doing our annual planning, like I go into, I want to know what your goals are. I want to know what your dreams are. It's important to me to help facilitate growth in those areas as well.
Yeah. Well, for everybody listening, they're going to be curious. Like, tell us about your team size and the location. just all the little things about Salon Raybon.
So we're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We're a five-chair salon. We currently have three full-time stylists. We have a front desk. We did have a spray tan room, but we're having a big transformation next week into something new we're bringing into the salon. We are currently hiring because we're always looking for new talent to join us. And then I am trying to do a little step back and grow my leadership team.
Yeah, it's all exciting. And where do
It
you
is exciting.
feel, what do you see trending in the industry in general? And then what are you personally projecting for yourself? Like, what are some upcoming goals that you have for your business?
Well, currently, I don't know how it is, and I do think that state to state it's different, but right now we had a big influx of sweet life,
Mm,
and I see the pendulum swinging back to commission salons. I think that solo um sweet life is just boring and sad and lonely. And I think people want to be around team and unity and growth and somebody holding them accountable. And I think that's important for people personally too, you know, and professionally. I think that the pendulum will swing back to commission-based salons where there's bigger teams growing back together again. And I love that because who doesn't want to go to the hair salon and chat with the girl next to them? Right? Isn't that what
yeah.
this was all about to begin with? So I feel like that's coming back strong. And then for Salon Raven, I am really excited just because we've made that 15-year mark. And I know a lot of small businesses don't last 5 years a lot of times. And I think it's a definitely an accomplishment. I'm excited to grow our leadership team and grow our girls too. We are all going together as a team to Naha in Orlando to hopefully receive that Inspiring Salon of the Year award. If not, we're just excited to be there amongst all those amazing other people and like this industry. So that's really it this year. We're just trying to stay consistent, be who we
Learn.
are
Yeah.
authentically every day.
Yeah. I love that. And I feel like we are built for community.
Yes, I do too.
So I agree with that. Well, before we're done, what would be some final words of just encouragement or wisdom for other salon owners, whether they are a top 200 salon listening or strive to be or just starting out? Like, what would you want to share with them?
First of all, I love anybody in this industry because you're taking a risk. You have taken a risk, so pat yourself on the back. Be so proud of yourself for where you were and where you've come. You can't know where you are, where you've come without looking back. Everybody's like, don't look back, keep going forward. But if you don't check your rear view, then you don't know where you've come from. And sometimes when you're stuck and you feel like, oh, you got to look back and say like, dang, look where I've come. Be proud of yourself. I think never give up on yourself is something that's really important too. The whole bit of me applying my business for these awards this year, I've never done that in 15 years. And I was like, why now? That's stupid. And I was like, no, it's not. Do it. Just do it. You don't have to win. Just do it. Be proud of yourself. Put yourself out there. I'm even encouraging my girls to apply for one shot. I'm like, y'all do good work. Take the picture, put it in. Um, so yeah, just never give up on yourself. I got a little quote here on my desk I saw that I thought was so fitting that says, if we look at things in a positive way, we have options. If we look at them in a negative, we have no options.
Mm,
And I think that's so profound and applies to life in so many different aspects. Like if I look at the negative aspect of it, it's never going to grow. It's never going to be positive. There's a no win. But if I find those small wins, that small window of positivity, then there's light at the end of the tunnel.
absolutely. Yep. So many words of wisdom and a girl after my own heart. I'm really thankful that we got to meet and that we're going to see each other in
I can't
person
wait
for
to
the
hug your
first time.
neck.
I know this will be so fun. So thank you, Tanya. I am so excited to get this out the door and have people hear your journey. And again, everybody listening, join us at Data Driven. I promise you, it's an awesome event. You'll be so inspired and motivated, and it will reignite passion, especially if you faced hard times right now. And also go to the links in our show notes. We have included for you to follow Tonya on Instagram, check out her website. And really, we are not alone in this. So not only does the pendulum need to swing for sweet, individuals to come be a part of community again, but as salon owners, it can often feel like a lonely, isolated kind of situation that you're in or career path, but we have each other. And this is one of those events where we get to be together and actually be there for each other. And how else are you going to get Tanya's number to start reaching out, right? I'm joking, but yes, thank you all for joining us here. Thank you, Tanya, for being my guest today.
Thanks, Katie.
And we appreciate you. If you appreciate this platform, everybody, please take a second, leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening so that more people like you will discover Beyond the Technique, where we're here to change the way that you are supported in your business. Until next time, have an awesome day and stay strong.
Did you know over 60% of first-time clients do not return for a second visit? That is so painful, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's where Maya comes in. Maya is the ultimate marketing software for the beauty and wellness industry. We have a proprietary funnel utilizing special algorithms to help connect the right consumers with the right providers at your business. This means that Maya helps you get higher spending clients you love to work with who stay the long haul. If you want to increase your revenue, increase your client count, increase your average ticket, and increase your new client retention, then you need Maya. Go to joinmaya.com to set up your own personal virtual tour and see why over 500,000 consumers have trusted Maya and the businesses we work with to find their perfect beauty and wellness pro. We promise you will love Maya.